Most games which centre on war put gamers in control of a powerful badass, but not in this War of Mine the Little Ones, as you control civilians just trying to survive in a war-torn city. The game does an excellent job of focusing on the horrors of war, meanwhile being an enjoyable survival experience. In this War of Mine, you need to keep several civilians alive until the war is over. To do this, you must make sure that they are well fed, warm, get enough sleep, are mentally stable, and do not fall ill. The game is split up into two sections. During the day, you need to craft tools and fortify defences in order to make sure that your group have the best living conditions possible. Supplies are limited, so you have to make tough decisions regarding where resources are allocated. At night time, you need to scavenge, and this is where the game becomes really intense. As you creep through the dark buildings, you never know what is around the corner. Death is permanent, so the choices you make are vital. Do you travel to the easier buildings with less people, but with less supplies, or do you risk attack from armed guards? Additionally, when you actually get to the buildings, you have to determine whether or not it's worth risking your life for extra supplies, or do you just take what you have and leave on a high note. This makes for a very intense atmosphere, which is rarely seen in games, as the next step might literally be your last. The morality of the game is also really interesting, as violence should be a last resort, because if you kill someone, your character will be haunted by the action for the rest of the game, so every kill is memorable to say the least. As you venture deeper into the campaign, depression and regret begin to break your characters, which results in heartwarming moments that can make you care a lot for a group of people with minimal character development. While thought-provoking, this War of Mine also features solid gameplay. Selecting characters and giving them tasks during the day is easy, meanwhile sneaking up on enemies during the night feels intuitive. There are numerous ways to use supplies to survive, so replaying the game after the credits roll feels worthwhile. There are a few smaller issues though, such as the day and night cycle, which begins to feel very routine and very repetitive after 20 days into the war. The only gameplay element I wish was added was an ability to fast forward, because if all of your characters are performing tasks, then you are forced to wait, doing nothing. The Little Ones also features children, and they are a perfect representation of what children are like. They move and act realistically, but are mainly a drain on your resources. That is not to say that they are completely useless though, as morale is greatly increased with children around. If you do not like children, that's fine, as one of the best aspects of the game is that you can tailor your experience to your own likings through a smart options suite that lets you select the weather, characters, and much more. You can even make your own survivor, which is a nice bonus. This means that if you find the game too hard or too easy, you can alter the game to your exact preferences, which is a great feature that improves the game's overall accessibility. Visually, the game is just okay. The graphics are not exactly pushing the PS4 to its limits, but the battle-torn environments do a good job in displaying the harsh realities of war. One annoying issue though is that the text is very small, so often it is hard to read quite a lot of the information without squinting. Overall, this War of Mine the Little Ones is an experience on the PS4 like none other. The unique perspective of war makes for a captivating adventure which questions morality and the cornerstones of video game culture without sacrificing any of the solid survival gameplay elements. While it is by no means for everyone, The Little Ones is a very clever experience that you should definitely pick up if you're a fan of survival games. Final score, a high B grade. For more Vita reviews, remote play reviews, PS4 reviews, and everything else gaming, make sure to subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching.